Turning to more positive news for the first time in a while. Oh, hold on. Actually, this live stream just went on. Zoran Mamdani joins Governor Hochul to make a transportation announcement. Please.
Governor Kathy Hochul.
We're winning this battle 1 year into it, and I could not be prouder to be surrounded.
I give a f about you, lady.
That day that I believe triggered the No Kings rallies all across America. So we stood up here in New York. We showed who we are. And yes, the cameras are staying on. But now, my friends, the results are extraordinary, beyond what we could have expected.
The congestion pricing has been like a massive success. I saw a chart that I'm pretty sure wasn't AI earlier today. Apparently, it's led to as much as a 50% decrease in travel times in some parts of NYC. Like, just remarkable
and I am
benefits.
so proud to run through some of these for you, because you should just be saying them in your sleep. And if there's any...
Yeah, here we go. Sorry. Change in average speed during weekday morning commute. 29% faster on Queensboro Bridge, 18 in the Queens Midtown Tunnel, 28 in the Williamsburg Bridge, 7% on the Manhattan Bridge, 15% Brooklyn Bridge, 10.8% Brooklyn Battery Tunnel, 51% Holland Tunnel. That is crazy. Look, all I can say is that I'd only been to New York once in my life, like meaningfully. Like, I'd only been to Manhattan once in my life. And it was after the congestion pricing change, and I was down in Lower Manhattan. I was walking all up and down the place. Traffic was not that bad. It just wasn't. My impression of New York City would be like everyone's honking and the taxis are all backed up and it's a constant wall of cars. And it wasn't. It just wasn't. It wasn't even like crazy loud. It was less loud than Los Angeles. I was walking there.
Naysayers out there, tell me who they are and we'll have a conversation. I'll meet you at my local diner. Because we took on... No, it's all right. Talk to everybody. Talk to everybody. You know that. We said, enough with gridlock. It must end. Enough with emergency vehicles being stuck in traffic. That must end. Enough with wasting people's valuable time away from their families and their jobs and everything else they want to do in New York. Just have a good time. And enough with polluting our air with all the emissions. And enough with underfunding the transit system that is the lifeline of this entire region. So we got it done. We changed how people in this great city and the region live, how they
I know it
breathe,
seems stupid and kind of unrelated, but to me, stuff like this is the antidote to Trump and the antidote to the decay of our civilization, which is being facilitated by not just Trump, but also the attitudes that led to Trump. You have to remind people that government can actually make things better in your life. Like, the cynicism and the rot, the belief that the only thing the government can do is steal your money and waste it, like, this contributes to the culture that produces people like Trump, you know? This is an antidote. You have to believe in something in order to defeat other people who believe in something. And the stuff the other people believe in is evil.
How they act. And now the results are in. Traffic entering the congestion zone is down 11%. And this is incredible. 27 million fewer cars going into that zone over the last year. 27 million. And the air is cleaner. Pollution is down more than 20% in 1 year. People with asthma are breathing better. Little kids don't have to worry about this. And our streets are safer. New York City recorded its safest streets in history. That's a long time. With crashes and injuries down in the congestion zone. And everybody who told me from the president on down, you're killing New York City, nobody's going to come, you know, traffic's down because the place is empty, no one's there. It's like, seriously?
With time saves like this, I'm going to come.
Because Manhattan, it's had some of its best years, the best year for Broadway. Everybody, sales tax receipts in the area that people said would be killed by this.
To further that point on, like, opposing Trump, remember, Trump specifically said he would shut down congestion pricing, and he has completely dropped that issue. And I really think the reason why is because it's been popular and effective. You know, Trump is bullheaded and does lots of dumb stuff, but he's also, well, for one, he's a New Yorker, but he's also like aware enough of the public mood, of the zeitgeist. I think he knows which battles to pick and choose. Sometimes he tries to. He might also just be more sensitive to the opinions of New Yorkers. In the past, he's indicated that he is. But yeah, I don't know. It's just like, man, you can do good things. You can believe in good things and do good things and apply good changes, and people will believe in them.
Are up 6%. I mean, people are still coming. They're still shopping. They're still spending money. And best year for office leasing. So all the doomsayers said people are going to leave Manhattan and there'll be all these buildings that are empty. Best year for online leasing in 20 years, leading the nation.
Thoughts on New Jersey doing a toll to NY fans coming to the World Cup finals? Spiteful, but I don't really give a shit. Also, what, seriously, is she going to set up infrastructure for congestion pricing that's only supposed to last for a single event? Stupid. Low IQ. Like, what, it's supposed to be like an epic own. Like, sure, spend $200 million setting up the fares and cameras and pricing and systems and the website that you need to handle everything, and just to, you know, scrape a couple of bucks together. You. Wasn't Kathy Hochul one of the opponents of congestion pricing? She's come around on a lot of issues. I think that Kathy Hochul has demonstrated that she's pretty receptive to what Mamdani is bringing, what he's pushing for. She's, you know, she flows with the wind a little bit, but...
So, we're moving. Speeds are up. Buses are faster. Transit ridership is up in the zone as well. But guess what? We gave you some time back. How does 25% faster coming through the Lincoln Tunnel sound? Oh, let me top that. How about 51% faster coming through the Holland Tunnel?
That is
about
insane.
25% faster going across our bridges into Brooklyn and Queens. That's time in your life that's precious. And I don't think anyone could have predicted that before congestion pricing, about 117 hours were lost commuting for New Yorkers, just stuck in traffic, 5 solid days out of your life, and now we have more time. How's it feel, everybody? Feel good to have time, right? Feels good? Feels good? You can focus on what's important. And I want to give a tribute, a shout out to all the true believers who decades ago talked about this. And some are not with us here today, some have passed on. But let's reflect on what it takes sometimes to get something done. Shouldn't take that long, but those who never gave up believing, they never gave up believing. I remember Dan Doctoroff talking about this a long time ago. I remember Kathy Wild has been talking about this a long score.
Move it along, lady. There's a guy I want to listen to.
Projects. Now, when I first became governor, no offense to you, but fantastic.
Something that feels too rare.
Got us to the finish line.
There we go.
Let me welcome another dreamer, a big audacious thinker, someone that we're so proud to work with over the next 4 years, and that is our mayor.
The guy on the right is the highest waisted pants I've seen in years. Actually, yeah, he is wearing high waisted pants. He looks good. See, nice proportions. Tie comes right down to the navel. If he buttoned his jacket, you wouldn't see any of the shirt poking out underneath the buttoning point.
Donnie.
Looks good.
Can we hear it for our governor, Kathy Hochul? Today, as we gather to mark a year of congestion pricing, we are also celebrating something that feels too rare.
Can you comment on these reports that Mamdani raised bus fares instead of making them free? He's been mayor for 5 days, and the bus fare raise was law implemented before Mamdani became mayor. The bus fare price ticking up was cemented in like this would have to go through city council. Yeah, Adams did this.
Politics these days. And that is the change that can come when government dares to do big things. And we measure these things in statistics, and sometimes we lose sight of what it means in the lives of each and every New Yorker. Before I stood before you now as the mayor of New York City, I was an assembly member for Astoria in Queens. And in Astoria, There are many children who grew up with asthma, living close to what was described as Asthma Alley. And when I first became the assembly member, one of my staff members told me that one of the activities she recalled growing up in the neighborhood was at recess asking other students to compare and contrast their inhalers. That is the way in which this kind of pollution had been and has been normalized. And so, as we are here celebrating these cameras staying on, thanks to the governor's commitment despite tremendous pressure, we also celebrate what this has meant for New Yorkers, whether they are driving, whether they are biking, whether they are walking, taking a bus, taking the train, whether they are just breathing the air in the city that they call home. Because this is a program that has been successful no matter how you measure it. It's been a program if you want to measure it in noise complaints or you want to measure it in traffic. That is how it has been successful. And what we are seeing is that it is outstripping even the fiscal projections of what it would raise in a calendar year. We were anticipating that the first year would yield $500 million, and there were concerns of, was that possible to hit? And what we found instead is that this program in a calendar year has now raised close to $550 million.
God damn. That's so much.
And I want to celebrate this especially because what the governor said is so critical. For a long time, we have asked the MTA to do the impossible without providing them with the funding that would even make it something they could consider. And what this program has done is commit funding to the very capital needs that have been put off for years, if not decades. And that is funding, those are investments that can transform the day-to-day realities of a New Yorker. And so as we celebrate the increase in transit ridership, we know that that increase could grow even further in the years to come as more and more money can be then spent on the infrastructure that would make that commute smoother, make it faster, make it more reliable. And I have to say thank you to all of the elected officials who stand here, whether at the city level, at the state level, the activists, the organizers, the advocates, who ensured that no matter what day it was, no matter what week it was, no matter what year it was, we all understood the imperative of dreaming of a different kind of streetscape in this city. And I was reading an article today about a driver from New Jersey who had self-identified as someone who was critical of the program. And he said, look, for all the $9 I'm spending, I'm now actually saving money I would have been spending on parking fees because I can now park on the street. And this is something that no matter...
Not to mention the time you save. It, like the Holland Tunnel, you get through it twice as fast. Not to mention the gas that you burn, like being stuck in traffic. You burn a ton of gas just idling in traffic, stopping and starting. Seriously, just it's such good policy. It's such good policy. It's so good, I can't believe we did it. Like it feels too good for America. Like this isn't the kind of policy that you should be able to do here. This is like a Dutch thing or something.
Which way you're approaching it from, we can see the success. And that is what we are here to celebrate, that success, that foundation, and that dream of a city that recognizes the importance of public transit as the vitality of what makes this city so great. Thank you so much. And now, our MTA Chair and CEO, Dano Lieber.
Ah, now we know who he is.
Thank you, Governor. Thank you for your constant partnership, your support. And I'm thrilled to
Raise
be
the
joined
mic,
by
man. You're
Mayor
really tall.
Mamdani, who was a strong supporter of transit, in case you didn't know, for a long, long time, and is really somebody that we look forward to working with. Governor, it's the YMCA, so I was sort of hoping that the president would roll in here doing his YMCA dance in support of congestion pricing, but I guess I'm going to have to wait to see whether he does it when we go to court.
You got to raise the mic up, man.
That's the system. Record on-time performance.
Ladies and gentlemen, please.
It is my pleasure to introduce the RPA's leader.
Get it passed, and the governor's leadership really led the way. So if you're part of the Congestion Pricing Now Coalition, I want you to raise a round of applause for yourself and for our leaders here who were so steadfast in getting this done. By every calculation, congestion pricing is a tremendous success. It has reduced traffic, increased transit ridership, and made streets safer. Jersey.
Honestly, if we're going to hear about the successes of the program, Noble Stalwart Chatter gifted me this article. Since congestion pricing began 1 year ago, about 11% of the vehicles that once entered Manhattan's Central Business District daily have disappeared. They're dead. They're dead. 27 million fewer car trips. Ah, well, that's where that came from. How nice. Changes in bus speeds. Minimal, but still good. Yes, but what does New Jersey think? Has everyone consented? New Yorkers, you won it. Kathy Hochul and Mamdani, you won it. What about the people from New Jersey? Change in vehicle noise complaints, 17% down in the congestion zone. God damn. 8.6% reduction in people seriously injured in a crash. That's good policy. Policy so good. I can't believe America was willing to do it. The right hates all this, I'm sure. They've dropped off it a little bit, you know?